Darklings. So I didn't do a couple weeks of videos because I was kind of out of ideas and busy. But I decided I'd do another sketchbook show and tell because at the very least I can do that. So this is sketchbook number 5, which was from April 9th, 2013 to March 10th, 2014. So it's quite old. This was to use in a larger drawing that I ended up never completing. Lots of experimenting with style in this one, and occasionally quoting poems. A lot of pictures of Susie Sue. An outfit post, my beautiful friend, commonly known as the gorgeous boy, Brian. Drawing The Exorcist, drawing another one of my friends, one of my Crypt of Curiosities, little notes from Claire. And I do lots of half-finished or never going to be finished comp sketches for bigger ideas, or I just saw an image I liked and decided I needed to get it out there. Trying experimenting with style again for better or worse. And drawing other internet friends. Quoting one of my roommates, I love the Amish. They're so punk rock. They're just like, fuck electricity, look at my horse. And more silly little sketches. I can't even remember what this was supposed to be. I think that this was a comp sketch for a makeup experiment I was going to do. This is my favorite used bookstore in Salt Lake. Lots of Susie Sue pictures in here. This tiny thing over here connects back to this. I was trying to figure out how to sketch creepy twins, and it didn't exactly pan out, but I tried. See, there's the other one. Movie ticket for Evil Dead. The first time I saw the Evil Dead remake in the theater twice because I love it so much. Like, it's really, really fucked up, but I really like it. Drawing Rob Zombie. Sketching out ideas for flower crowns, face chains, eye patches. Trying to plan out what I was going to do for the tattoos on my arm. I did not end up going with all this. I ended up doing this, but none of the rest of it. Although I do have some bats going on the front of my arm. From seeing, I want to say this is the second Hunger Games film. And then this was planning out something for one of my classes. I was trying to do fairies in a circus, and this was some character I attempted to make and never finished. This is something my roommate did. This was again for the circus thing. I can't remember. This was from like late night musings. I spent a lot of time my sophomore year of college wandering around downtown Savannah in the middle of the night, which is not a good idea at all, but I didn't sleep very much then. I would draw my hand a lot. Saw a production of Urinetown, drawing a banshee, trying to sketch out something for a design that didn't work, some lungs filled with books, some of my classes, some of the things that didn't actually pan out, quoting some Emily Autumn. Can't remember what this is. Lots of Susie Sue. I keep forgetting how much. Little demon dude. Seeing The Conjuring in the theater. That was kind of hit or miss for me because it was not a bad movie, but the audience was horrible, and it kind of ruined the movie for me. I was having some complaints about not being able to get my ideas onto the paper. I ended up buying an owl pellet, so that's what this stuff is about, because that's a good way to get bones without having to kill anything or do some scavenging. Someone gave me a hairpin thing. This used to be a movie ticket for one of the Hobbit films. I can't even remember which one. Yeah, more little doodles trying to fit in with the stuff I glue in here. Yeah, more owl pellet stuff. This painting never ended up getting finished, which was a shame. It was so big. I had this really big piece of plywood, and I started doing this weird, like, Queen of Death painting, and she'd open her chest cavity. It was full of pomegranate seeds, and I never finished it. Movie ticket from You're Next, which that was a really fun one to see in the theaters because my friend and I were the only ones there. Oh, a little origami bat. This was just a lot of really creepy, gory mess. My friend Carl from Angel Spit. I saw This Is the End in the theater, and Kick-Ass 2. I don't know what this one is anymore. We're the Millers, World's End. This was at the beginning of my junior year when I just moved into a really terrible apartment instead of a dorm, and I was rekindling my labyrinth obsession. More Angel Spit notes. Carl's funny that way. He'd send me stuff. So originally I drew this to put onto my left arm where my Lovecraft, Wilde, and Poe portraits are, and I ended up not using it, and in a much later sketchbook you'll see how I redrew it. But the drawing that I did that I redrew, I tattooed on a friend, so it worked out. Sketching Delirium from the Sandman comics. Tattoo appointment for my fingers, my Feather of Truth, and my Ankh. I don't know why this was such an appealing image. Paint my heart shiny black liquor. This was for a poetry class I was in. I started my junior year with poetry. Here's Sebastian. More poetry experimentation. Wrath of Khan, and I don't know what this one is. Yeah, the shady thing about printing the movie tickets on receipt paper is they rub off. It makes me crazy. Yeah, more sketches that never materialize. Really tiny little funny doodles. I occasionally would quote my nonfiction professor because he would say the craziest things. He was such a weird dude. This was like people tearing each other apart. This was a building outside of one of my classes. I eat flowers because you are what you eat and I want to be beautiful. I can't remember if that was a quote I found somewhere or if I was paraphrasing a Holly Black book. It's quite likely that this was one of my professors. Really, really sketchy. Like that one time we convinced our friend to go off his lithium, and in a manic episode we found him at a Pizza Hut eating crust before we took him home, and he started eating raw hamburgers saying, accurate meat, Professor Locke. He was a very, very strange professor who had a very interesting life, but he was very entertaining. Nixie Lady. This was notes from class, more notes from class. A troll. Oh, my friend Holly left SCAD for a while and then came back, and all of our friend group was goth or punk or some mixture. And Holly is this cute little shining light of blonde, blue-eyed cuteness. And when she showed back up, we all had to give her a lot of hugs. But saw Elf the Musical, which was an interesting experience. Just more fun sketches. Oh, this one I just kind of liked how it was so isolated in the middle of the page, unfinished, because sometimes pencil sketches, just being really rough as they are kind of perfect that way. And this one I just ran out of ideas of what I was going to do. Yeah, and the Sphinx. Love drawing Bowie. Really beautiful, beautiful profile. Doing some pixies. My friend gave me a recipe that she did on paint swatches. This was trying to do a self-portrait for one of my classes. Little goblin. Saw William Control. That was a really good show. It was very cold. It was like negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit. This was like a comp sketch for what I ended up doing for a self-portrait. Saw AFI in Charleston. That was interesting. Someone tried to punch me. Did a Morrigan sketch. Did more notes for a mythology class I was in. More Bowie. Oh, this was that pixie drawing from several pages earlier. Slightly more finalized. This I ended up using for comp for digital art, which is a mess. Trying to plan out more of what ended up being my labyrinth tattoo on my right arm. I didn't do quite the same thing. When the Book Thief film premiered, I saw it at Savannah Film Festival. It was okay. The book made me cry, but the movie didn't. The movie was just kind of okay. Started working at Starbucks and was doing a lot of experiments. A little labyrinth worm. This was initially going to be on my arm. It didn't happen. I like the one that I have, but I almost wish I had this one. Dame Darcy was a local Savannah artist that I don't get along with. This was for digital illustration class. Just drawing some different ideas of how to do a cover for that. This was more comp sketches for more illustration classes, more illustration class stuff. Who's this? Oh, it's a birthday wish from my mom. And a lamp, because I just would draw random things around me all over the place. Maleficent, I like that picture. My friend and I would do labyrinth jokes all the time. And then Carl sent me a super nice note. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. This was one of the longest sketchbooks, as in it took place over the longest period of time, so there's a lot of crazy stuff in here. But hopefully I'll have something more exciting next time. Till next time, Darklings.